If you ask competitive or veteran players why Gundam Evolution is struggling for players, they will give reasons like server issues, lack of crossplay, bad progression, especially being unable to unlock units, or the lack of marketing, so many people don't know about Gundam Evolution. However, there are seemingly hordes of people on social media complaining that A, there is no backfill system, and B, that their favorite mobile suit isn't in Gundam Evolution, but they would surely play the game a lot if it were only added. The problem is that Gundam is a massive franchise with hundreds of mobile suits, especially if you consider all the different variants and weapon loadouts, and people like to suggest either meme mobile suits like the Windmill Gundam, or really obscure mobile suits. So which party is right? Realistically, it's some of both, and some other reasons. However, the social media party was put to the test when Bandai released Gundam Heavyarms Custom Endless Waltz Edition in their latest mid-season update. Heavyarms was one of the most requested mobile suits from what I saw, and definitely came from the most requested franchise, Gundam Wing. Visually, it's really cool with its blue paint, 4 massive chain guns, and body panels that open up to launch missiles. And Heavyarms was introduced in a very cool cinematic, alongside the fan favorite gun tank. The Heavyarms update had most of the elements of a season update, with a new unit, new cosmetics, some balance changes, which by the way I felt still missed the mark on a lot of units, and also the return of the XL Limit event, where players can earn about 50 variations of the same boring ornament, but also some skins. However, the boost to player activity was slightly greater than that of Season 2 or 3, and in fact it's been one of the highest player counts on Steam in a long time. Especially compared to Season 2, which introduced more content, this mid-Season 3 update brought even more players. That's impressive. While Heavyarms might be popular with fans, in my opinion it's one of the weakest mobile suits in the game. The reason for this is it's basically a worse gun tank. There's a really bad feeling delay when you right click, it takes a long time to bring up the second set of chain guns. You have to aim, but you don't get rewarded for headshots, and you move quite slowly. As well, you lack utility. A gun tank can revive allies very quickly, it can use its G maneuver to stop bomb diffusers, for example. Meanwhile, Heavyarms has to be quite close to its targets to ult them, and typically gets focused down. However, Gundam Evolution is still not in a good place, health-wise, and the player count is dropping every day after the latest update. And why do I keep bringing up Steam player numbers? Obviously most of the player base is in Japan, and not counted on Steam, but for the West it is important, because people look at these numbers when deciding whether to play a game or not. Not as many people want to play a game if it's considered quote-unquote dying, and potentially won't be around much longer, especially for a live service game, reliant on battle passes and cosmetics to make money. Especially for a 6v6 competitive game, having a large player base is necessary to facilitate fast and balanced matchmaking. 1,000 concurrent players for a 1v1 card game is probably fine, but 1,000 for 6v6? Not nearly as much. Keep in mind that Gundam Evolution is basically Overwatch with Gundam overlaid on top of it. Meaning that when developers add mobile suits, I imagine their primary focus is introducing a new mechanic or a unit design that fits an unmet need within the existing roster, as opposed to adding the most popular mobile suit all the time. I would argue that the addition of Heavyarms was an act of desperation to add some hype to the game, despite Heavyarms being quite similar to the gun tank mechanically. Many Western Gundam fans were introduced to Gundam via Gundam Wing, Seed, or G Gundam, so it's natural that they would want those series represented in Gundam Evolution, and find it disappointing when comparatively unknown suits, such as Mahiru or Hyperion, are added to the game instead. As for me, I'm pretty much done playing Gundam Evolution. I simply haven't been having fun playing the game. Playing ranked on the Japanese server under massive ping is taking its toll, and even there, games are taking longer to find, and can have large rank disparities. Lobbies can be between silver and diamond even. I'm not a super skilled hard carry player, I cannot win games on my own, so it is tough when my teammates aren't playing the objective, or simply losing fights a lot. There are a lot of ways this game can annoy players. It could be the lag, or teammates not grouping up, dying for nothing halfway across the map from the objective, and then getting these same players on your team 4 games in a row, or moments when you are individually doing well. Maybe you get a double kill, but then you see your teammates wandering around the map, far away from the objective, and you end up getting nothing done. So let me know in the comments if you are still playing Gundam Evolution, or if you just like to check in on the game periodically, see if it's getting better, or maybe not. And if you are still playing, let me know why. Thanks for watching.